Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Well, this morning, a suspect is facing charges in South Texas is grieving after a deadly shooting in Eagle Pass. Our Katrina Weber is standing by. She'll be live with the latest.
Plus, a breakthrough in a Texas 30-year-old cold case, also known as the yogurt shop murders in Austin. What we know about the identified suspect coming up.
Well, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on GMSA at 9. And like we said, Katrina is standing by to have the very latest on the Eagle Pass situation.
Yeah, very busy Monday. We're not quite easing into the week here. We got a lot to get to in a little bit, but we'll begin with the weather situation to see what this week is shaping like. First, a look outside with live cam on this Monday morning, and plenty of clouds, plenty of sun to be had. But I guess people wondering, Justin, if rain is in play again this week.
Oh, I wish it were. I wish it were. It's not. It is really out of the cards. It's just the way the pattern is set it up doesn't look good for us. I will tell you this, we will see a bit more cloud cover today. We're already seeing some of those high clouds you see there in the distance. Made for a great sunrise, but those clouds will thicken up some today. Let's go over to the satellite picture and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. And yes, there is some rain associated with these clouds, some high-level moisture there across parts of West Texas and the mountains of Mexico, but that just does not work its way in, or if it does, it's a little too dry at the surface for any of that to reach the ground. So we're not going to call for rain today other than maybe a sprinkle or two. We are starting to turn the corner temperature-wise. We had been in the mid-60s, now 70 at the airport, 63 Bernie, 61 Kerrville, 68 in Hondo, 68 Gonzales, 66 in Nixon. Most of us will make it up to near 90 this afternoon. We're going to call it mostly cloudy, but again, it's those high clouds, so it's filtered sun that you're going to notice. 82 noontime, 86 at 2 o'clock. Expect a high right around 89, guys.
All right, today could be a day for some answers surrounding the mass shooting over the weekend outside the Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino in Eagle Pass. 2 people were killed and 5 others are recovering from injuries they suffered.
Well, now the biggest question for people may have is why did this happen? And our Katrina Weber is live in Eagle Pass right now. Katrina, is there any chance that we'll get that answer?
Well, I think that will depend on what authorities were able to learn from the man who they have in custody, the suspect in the shooting. Now, if you notice, we're in a parking lot at a store about a mile away from the casino entrance. This is as far as they want us to go. We did drive down all the way to the casino earlier, and we found out that that casino does remain closed today. Yesterday, and I'll show you the video from this, our Zaria Oates was in Wilson County as authorities led that suspect out in handcuffs after his arrest. 34-year-old Kerryon Jones was caught in Wilson County hours after the shooting here in Eagle Pass. He refused to answer any of Zaria's questions. Investigators believe he's the man who fired toward the crowded casino earlier yesterday morning, killing 2 people. They've been identified as retired U.S. Customs and Border Patrol agent Marcus Antley and Dimmitt County resident Alicia Sanchez. 5 other people were hurt. We were told some of those injured people went to hospitals here in Eagle Pass and in San Antonio, and I have reached out to one of those hospitals so far this morning. I'm waiting to hear back. I'm also working to find out more about what investigators have learned about the motive for the shooting and what will become of that suspect, Kerryon Jones, today. Reporting live in Eagle Pass, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
All right, Katrina, thank you very much. So she mentioned Stockdale, and we'll take you there on the map right now. So the suspect was caught there, which is about 3 hours away from the site of the shooting. Now, a woman was taken to a hospital for injuries, again, as Katrina mentioned in all of this, but ultimately the suspect was found in Stockdale. Now, back to that one of the other people that were involved in this here. The woman we talked about, her name is Vanessa. She and her family were inside the casino on Saturday night, and they initially thought that the popping was fireworks. But it was a frightening scene. Several people captured the moment on their cell phones, as you can see right there, while others had to run and hide for their safety. Now, this is Vanessa. She's in the driver's seat there in the front. She talked to us while she and her family were heading back to the Hill Country over the weekend. Now, they're safe now, but Vanessa said she spent several hours in a hospital. She was hit by shrapnel during the shooting.
A bullet ricocheted off of my chest.
Wow.
So I have like a first-degree burn from a bullet, and I have bruising on my chest. But that's pretty much it. Yes, I was transported from the casino. Ambulance transferred me to the hospital, and I was there almost. I got there at 12:30, and I left at close to 6 in the morning.
So a harrowing account there, right there. Now, Vanessa kept her head down as people in front of her literally dropped to the ground during the shooting. She then ran back to the building to shield herself from those bullets. Again, this is the suspect. And this video, again, is the moment. It's exclusive video that Zaria got there in Stockdale. The moment Wilson County deputies transported that 34-year-old suspect from one room to another inside of the Wilson County Sheriff's Department. All right, so again, to the victims here who lost their lives. Right now, again, the suspect's 34-year-old Carrion Jones. He's facing the 2 capital murder charges related to the 2 people you see here on the screen for the shooting deaths of Marcus Antley and Alicia Sanchez. He's also facing 5 assault with a deadly weapon charges for the other victims that were injured by gunfire.
And the FBI is also assisting in this investigation. They told us in part, quote, the FBI provides multiple resources in response to shooting incidents, and some of the resources provided to the Kickapoo Traditional Tribe of Texas Police Department included SWAT, victim assistance, to name a few, end quote.
And we'll have more throughout the day, but back to another story here. This morning, San Antonio police are searching for a person who was on the run after a car crash.
So the San Antonio Police Department reporting a stolen yellow Dodge Ram ran a red light, crashed into a car. So this happened yesterday near the De Zavala and Vance Jackson intersection. They tell us that 3 people and that stolen truck ran off. So 2 of the 3 were eventually found and charged with evading arrest, and police are still searching for the driver.
All right, today, Austin police plan to reveal new details in the cold case known as the Yogurt Shop murders.
So after nearly 34 years, they've identified serial killer Robert Eugene Brashers as a suspect.
So back in 1991, 4 teen girls were shot and the yogurt shop was set on fire, which made it really hard to find evidence. Former investigator John Jones said the smoke and the soot made fingerprints almost impossible to get.
And 2 men were wrongfully convicted but were later released. And now, using new DNA technology, police have linked Brashers to that crime scene. Now, Brashers died by suicide back in 1999, and police say the gun he used matches a bullet found at the shop.
Very sorry for the pain and everything that my father has put everyone through. And I wish my father was here today to be able to be punished for his crimes.
So police are holding a news conference later today to explain their findings. Again, that will be in Austin.
Well, here's today's 9 at 9. A deadly shooting and fire shook a Mormon church in Grand Blanc, Michigan, where hundreds were worshiping. 4 people were killed, 8 injured, and police say the gunman rammed that church doors with his truck, opened fire, then set the building on fire. The suspect was killed in a shootout with police, and the FBI is now investigating and searching for his home for the motive.
Well, time is running out to avoid a government shutdown. The deadline is tomorrow night. President Trump is meeting with congressional leaders today, but no deal is in sight. Now, Democrats want to protect health care funding while Republicans are pushing for a short-term fix. Now, a shutdown would leave millions of federal workers unpaid.
An American man detained by the Taliban in Afghanistan since December has been released. The State Department announced Amiri's freedom Sunday after months of talks with Qatari and U.S. mediators. He's now back on his way to the U.S. Details about his detention are not clear. And Amiri is the latest American freed through diplomatic efforts with Qatar.
President Trump is set to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House later today. Nearly 2 million Palestinians have been displaced since October 7, 2023, when Hamas attacked Israel, killing more than 1,200 and taking hostages. The Trump administration has a 21-point peace plan that includes hostage releases and a roadmap for Gaza, but it does not support a Palestinian state.
President Donald Trump going after former FBI Director Christopher Wray, claiming he lied about FBI agents being at the January 6th riot. The president says agents were undercover as agitators, but that there's no proof. A Justice Department watchdog said no undercover agents were there. The 26 informants were in D.C. that day. House Leader Hakeem Jeffries called Trump's claims lies. This comes days after former Director James Comey was indicted, which he denies.
Attorney General Pam Bondi says she's sending Justice Department agents to ICE facilities nationwide to protect agents and federal property. Bondi is also tasking joint terrorism teams to investigate domestic terrorism. This follows a deadly shooting at a Dallas ICE office. This year, Texas has seen multiple attacks or threats at ICE and Border Patrol sites. The Trump administration has done this before, sending extra help to ICE.
Well, many Americans are investing in the stock market like never before. A lot of this is through retirement plans or mutual funds. And economists warn that a market drop could hit hard, especially with the fragile job market and inflation. The richest Americans benefit most and drive half of all spending, but if they pull back, it could really hurt the economy, while poorer families struggle even more.
This morning, Dolly Parton announced that she's delaying her Las Vegas residency by over 9 months due to health issues. She says she needs some procedures done and wants to give fans the show they deserve. Fans and celebrities are rallying around her in support. Her shows are now set for next September.
And Super Bowl 60 still months away, but we already know who's taking the stage for the halftime show. It is three-time Grammy winner Bad Bunny. The NFL and Apple Music announced that on Sunday evening. So Bad Bunny, of course, dropped his 6th solo album earlier this year.
Okay, I'm going to put my traffic hat on here because we have an issue, and RJ is out at Spurs Media Day right now. So we will take you to this accident right now, which is at 37 in Hackberry. And I believe I'm told, was this a rollover accident, guys? I know we see some, yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay, and it might be difficult to see the extent of all of this. We're kind of at the mercy of the TransGuide camera right now, but we see obviously multiple police vehicles on the scene, a Hero truck there with that arrow pointing to the left, and a fire truck, obviously. So you can see right there, it's the Fair Avenue exit there at 37 as you approach New Braunfels and South Cross. So again, we're told it's a rollover accident, so that would seem to indicate it'll take some time to clear that out. But nonetheless, that's the Hackberry camera there at I-37. We'll continue to keep an eye on that for you and have updates as necessary.
All right, the time now is 9:09, and we're at 70 degrees for now. You are watching GMSA at 9.
And we mentioned RJ is with Keldon Johnson today in Spurs Media Day. We're going to talk to him here in a little bit to get a preview of what to expect today and in the upcoming season, coming up live in the next half hour here on GMSA at 9.
And District 1 covers a huge area, and of course Ernie talked to Dr. Kaur, focused on public safety, including a big win for the street light funding. We're going to bring you this conversation and a lot more, and also something Ernie told me, her love for sports.
All right, we're back now on GMSA at 9. This week on Connect with the Council, I had a chance to visit Hemisphere, District 1 specifically, to visit with the councilwoman there, Dr. Kaur, on her birthday, no less. District 1 spreads out way beyond the downtown area, which actually kind of surprised me. It includes the quarry, parts of I-10 along Wurzbach, even greater Harmony Hills. So it's a lot of real estate, not just the downtown area. So Dr. Kaur is in her second term and ranks public safety among her top concerns right now. And that was something that was addressed a lot leading up to the passing of the city's $4 billion budget that was passed just a few days ago, earlier this month.
I am so grateful that we are through budget season. It is the tough time because we really want to make sure we have funding associated for the things that we really need. For example, streetlights. We got a huge win with streetlights. We're going to be able to add an additional $3 million to the streetlight fund. We're really excited about that because streetlights are one of the most important ways to create community safety. But all of that said, those are a lot of meetings and they're very intense, and trying to find consensus amongst a body that represents different parts of the city and has different opinions can be tough, but I think we did a great job.
So literally after our interview, Dr. Kaur went to go do yoga. She loves sports. She loves to stay active. She's an avid golfer. There's her dog, Hira. She plays pickup basketball. That's her flag football outfit, by the way. She's been playing flag football for 20 years. We also looked ahead to Project Marvel, which, of course, if approved, could drastically change the look of downtown San Antonio for generations to come. You can watch our full conversation right now on the KSAT YouTube page or online at ksat.com.
And of course, we are in the middle of football season. However, basketball season just around the corner now. And the San Antonio Spurs are going to open their training camp this week. And today we're going to hear directly from some of the stars on the team there. So Wemby makes his return after his season was cut short last year due to a blood clot. He's been cleared to start his third season in the silver and black. And this will also be a new era of Spurs basketball as Mitch Johnson officially takes over for Coach Pop. Of course, wishing Coach Pop the best right now. So De'Aaron Fox also returns from injury, and we're going to hear also from Steph Castle and rookie Dylan Harper. So the Spurs open their preseason a week from today, officially at the Frostbank Center against a team from China for the very first time. And we want to go ahead and go out there live to Media Day. This is where RJ Marcus is right now. You could take a look. I think some of the players were making their way in.
That was Luke Cornett
morning,
who just walked by a little while ago. You can kind of see this is the media scrum. So there's a lot of backdrops where photos are taken for the media guide, and all the videos you see at Spurs games on the big screens and everything like that. Those sizzle reels and all those kinds of things. The Spurs players are in there. I think Luke was wearing his white home Spurs jersey, but there is all that scrum of media there to the left.
A big crowd.
I'm not exactly sure who's in the middle of all that right now. I'm told that Coach Mitch Johnson might have been stepping up to the mic, but nonetheless,
yes,
you can see the various crews that are set up there. And again, Mary, Larry, RJ,
yes.
A cast of KSAT characters there this morning.
So we should see them there up front and center. Ask all the questions, guys.
Yeah,
we'll check in with
exactly.
them shortly.
Okay, very fun. Okay, how about this? Are you sleep deprived this morning? Because you stayed up to watch the Cowboys game last night. You might need a little extra coffee after a wild game against the Packers at Jerry World on Sunday Night Football.
That's right. So this game was an offensive showdown. And speaking of coffee, of course, today is National Coffee Day. Whether it's the aroma, the energizing boost, or just the ritual of drinking coffee, many of us cannot start the day without it. That's me right there. So here's how you could score some free or discounted coffee to honor the day. Dunkin' offering a free medium hot or iced coffee when you order through their app. Now, Krispy Kreme is offering all their guests a free medium hot or iced coffee and a free donut of choice with no purchase necessary.
Wow.
Very nice there.
Okay.
Starbucks doing something too. They're going to give you 100 bonus points in their app when you buy any brewed coffee in any size. Okay, we'll take those points. Of course, we want to say thank you to everyone for helping us raise almost $65,000. This is all for brain cancer research with this year's Head for the Cure 5K.
Yeah, nearly 1,000 runners, well, 998, and plus these two right here, came together over the weekend right outside the KSAT studios. The 5K started in San Antonio as a way to bring together a community of people who've either battled brain cancer or supported a loved one through their journey with the disease. The event also honors KSAT's late news director, Jim Boyle.
And yes, it definitely was an honor to see all of you out there and to talk with you about, why you wanted to come and show your support.
I've never really thought about running it. I'm a runner, and until this year, and I'm doing it for my daughter, Stephanie, is going through cancer, and it means a lot. She doesn't know that I did this for her because of her. But
I've been with Head for the Cure about 3.5 years now. I'm also a 6-year brain cancer survivor, originally given like 11 months to live. So now I get to go around partying for a good cause all over the country, and San Antonio has quickly become one of my favorite places.
And then this year again, just to let y'all know, the runners and walkers, all the teams out there raised more than $64,000, almost $65,000. All of this goes towards brain cancer research. I want to thank all the teams out there too for working so hard. There's our producer Alyssa Medina, and then of course we've had lots of participants and their families out there as well. And the weather worked out.
It did.
Oh my! We have unconfirmed reports, by the way, that Stephanie Serna did not break a sweat en route to getting. This is the participation medal, which you were showing here, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it's nice. They got pretty creative there. So the people who crossed the finish line got one of these.
Okay,
so
but wait,
nice.
This is a big one, though.
There's more.
I was like, yeah, go ahead.
That looks like gold to me.
Well, so this is, they also have, if you place in your age group, you get one of these medals. So I got one of these too. It's like a little ribbon running right there.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You need a separate medal for if you MC the event and then place first.
Exactly.
Which is what you did.
Double duty.
And she did live hits.
She did.
On the Saturday GMSA.
It's incredible stuff, but I was so excited to see how many people showed up.
That was really nice.
Yes.
How much money. It's just such a great event, and we really do appreciate people coming out.
Yes, thank you so much for supporting.
And I know you guys are tracking this. I want to show you on the maps where that crash is a little bit earlier. You said 37 and Fair Avenue, correct?
Southbound 37, yes, sir.
Yeah, so let's zoom in there. And we do have a TransGuide camera that shows, and that's kind of hard to see there, but shows what appears to be an overturned semi-truck there. So that is on the exit. It's not on the main lanes. But if you're trying to exit Fair Avenue, obviously you're not going to be able to do that. This southbound lane's 37 there. So there's the overturned truck. Heads up there. There's going, how this situation works. And by the way, we hope everyone's okay. But in these situations, they usually have to bring out the King Kong wrecker, and it takes some time. So just know that will be there for a while. That is, again, 37 Fair Avenue. All right, let's talk about temperatures. The month of September has been very warm. We know that. So we're looking at the month as a whole here with the calendar dates, and where you see the orange color, that's where we've had above average temperatures, and it's been more often than not, we've been above average or at average. Only a couple days here, 3 days to be exact, where we've had below average temperatures. All that to say it has been warm, yes, but not the warmest. Right now, if it were to end today, this September would be the 21st hottest we've ever seen. You go back to 2023, that one, man, that's going to be hard to beat ever. That was a really hot one. We're averaging 82. You know, we've had some cool mornings, and that helps. Right now, we're at 70, 65 Boulevardy, 70 in Converse. And the Futurecast here shows that we'll see some clouds today. And I know it looks like we should see some rain with this area of low pressure. Not really, because this is upper level moisture, so most of this does not reach the ground. I can't rule out a couple sprinkles today, but I don't think we're going to see much in the way of any appreciable rain. And then things clear out tomorrow on the backside of this system. So 82 at noontime, 88 at 3 o'clock, 89 will be our high today, and then we'll dip back into the 70s by 9 p.m. And we're going to call it mostly cloudy today, although it'll be that thin cloudiness, the high cloudiness, the filtered sun that you'll see. And it made for a really nice sunrise. Should make for a great sunset, too. Otherwise, we're in the 90s here across the board. Mid-90s by Wednesday. Probably our hottest day, but hot every day. The mornings will be okay, though.
Yeah. We're glad with those cold mornings.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
There's that.
Very good. All right, we'll step aside and be right back.
Hi there, the time now is 9:26. We're at 70 degrees, and you are watching GMSA at 9.
And still more to come in the next half hour. Hunt's Volunteer Fire Department lost a lot of equipment and supplies during the July 4th floods. And up next, we're going to catch up with the volunteers to see how they are moving forward. Coming up.
Welcome back. It's 9:30, and looking out there with live cam, it was another nice cool morning, and we were still at 70 degrees, and so it's still looking really beautiful out there on this Monday morning.
All right, keeping an eye on a major accident right now on 37, and there's a better vantage point of it. You can see there in the foreground, it's an overturned 18-wheeler. The southbound lanes that I guess are essentially coming towards you on the far right-hand side of the screen, that's 37 at Fair Avenue. I know there's a Home Depot right there to the left and some other convenience stores in that area. But nonetheless, that is the exit coming off of the I-37 just past downtown. Exiting on Fair Avenue as you approach South Cross, an overturned 18-wheeler. Now, thankfully, it is on the access road, so not a major impact on the highway, but nonetheless, and we don't know about any injuries right now, so we'll continue to keep an eye on all of that. But if you are in the downtown area, please be mindful. Again, one more time, southbound 37 there at Fair Avenue.
All right, and let's take a look at the situation we have here across the state of Texas. Storm system starting to come in, and that's bringing some cloud cover with it. You can see it here on the visible satellite picture. We're starting to see some of those high clouds, at least more and more of them, start to pour into South Texas. There are also some rain showers out across parts of far west Texas. There is some high-level moisture associated with these clouds, but I don't think any of that moisture makes it to the ground. So we'll just continue to see an uptick in clouds. 82 degrees at noontime, 89 will be our high today. This cloud should help with temperatures ever so slightly. So we'll keep high temperatures right under 90 degrees. Meantime, we've got two systems out in the Atlantic, Umberto and Imelda, and both of these look to be strengthening. The question is, where are they going? We have now a better idea, and it's definitely switched up. We thought there was this possibility that Umberto could steer Imelda away from the coast, and indeed that appears to be what's happening. We'll talk more about it and why that's happening coming up in just a couple minutes. Guys.
Okay, 9:32 right now, and speaking of why did it happen, that's what a lot of people are asking after this weekend's deadly shooting outside the Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino in Eagle Pass.
Well, it appears that the suspected shooter will have to answer to a judge today, so he is scheduled to appear before a magistrate. And our Katrina Weber is live in Eagle Pass right now. Katrina, what do we know about that hearing?
Well, we found out there's actually no scheduled time for that hearing. According to the Maverick County Jail, that suspect, 34-year-old Kerryon Jones, is simply on the list to see a magistrate. It's also unclear right now because these are tribal lands, Kickapoo tribal lands. It's unclear where that case will end up, whether it will remain with the district courts or perhaps end up in the federal court system. Now, that suspect, Kerryon Jones, had very little, really nothing to say to Arzaria Oates as she tried to question him after he was taken into custody. He was arrested in Wilson County hours after the shooting, which happened here in Eagle Pass yesterday morning. Jones is accused of firing shots outside the crowded casino, killing retired Customs and Border Patrol agent Marcus Antley and Dimmitt County resident Alicia Sanchez. 5 other people were hurt. I found out this morning that 2 of those people ended up at University Hospital in San Antonio. A spokesperson there told me a 22-year-old woman has since been discharged and a 59-year-old woman remains in the hospital this morning. I also found out that the casino remains closed. Now, right now, we're standing in a parking lot. We're about a mile down the road from the entrance to the casino. We drove down there earlier and were asked to come back here, and this is where they've asked us to remain for the rest of this time until they're able to complete their investigation. They've asked us to stay off the property, but we are continuing to follow the story, and we will have updates for you throughout the day. Reporting live in Eagle Pass, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
All right, Katrina, thank you for that live report. Well, they were ground zero back on July 4th, and Hunt's volunteer fire department was center stage when that flood hit. And unfortunately, a lot of their equipment was damaged or first aid kits used up during that response.
So for the first time, our Patty Santos takes us inside of the fire department to catch up with the volunteers.
Meet Hunt Volunteer Fire Department Maintenance Chief John Barone.
So this is my maintenance crew here. Every Tuesday we come in and we do trucks.
These are just a handful of the volunteers on the roster.
I believe at current count we have 31.
Hunt Fire covers about 167 miles.
Hard to get to this.
Yeah, very, very difficult. And
With only a few access roads and 5 river crossings to consider during an emergency, their teams and trucks are strategically placed. After weeks of repairs, things are mostly back to normal here at the main station.
So this is one of our newer trucks, and this is called a brush truck. And so this was damaged by a power line. A power line came down and tore the antenna, the lights, bent this back, and tore off our reel. So it was one thing we had to get replaced there. So
the nonprofit department lost 2 trucks and a building, and other things were left in need of repairs.
So Sparky, this is what we call this one here, Sparky. This took a beating, and if you can imagine the depth of the water that we were trying to get through in the area.
Lucky for them, support poured in for them and their community. Our used 4-wheeler, chainsaws, and an ice machine were donated.
And if you look around here, these are all the items that people had donated.
For Barone, there are a lot of lessons learned, starting with the need for more training, specifically flood search and rescue and swift water recovery.
Right now have 10 people signed up for EMR training, emergency medical. So we do not have 10 first aid kits that are designed for an EMR.
Does that cost money?
It does, depending on who's giving the training. Some of it may be from the state, but some of it does cost money.
Not to mention the cost to replace first aid equipment.
I want to say they were like about $1,000, but it's a bigger one. It has oxygen bottles and stuff like that.
Well, John Barone was drawn to work at the fire department after the 2020 freeze. He says many of them connect because, like him, they're veterans who chose Hunt to retire. So if you would like to support the Hunt Volunteer Fire Department, there is a benefit concert that's going to be happening coming up here on October 18th in Boerne. And so organizers are looking for corporate sponsors here. You can head over to KSAT.com and search Hunt for information.
Well, some important news for anybody living in the Hill Country. The Hunt Fire Department and Kerr County officials announced that the post office is still closed. The July 4th floods, as you can see right here, basically left the floor and the foundation standing. However, mail services will still be available at the Ingram Post Office. The Ingram Post Office is open from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. with an hour-long break between 1 and 2. While other people in the Hill Country are still picking up the pieces nearly 3 months after the flooding, our John Paul Barajas reports the Kerrville VFW post stepped up when the devastation hit.
After floodwaters ripped through the Hill Country, leaving a path of devastation, the men and women of the Kerrville VFW Post 1480 got to work and started to provide relief to their neighbors.
I probably ended up dispersing close to $20,000 to regular citizens that had damage done to their property on the riverfront, and close to maybe $30,000 to veterans.
All of this while their post was ravaged by floodwaters.
We had about 2 18-wheelers full of supplies inside this building. We didn't even have time to even fix what we had inside the building as far as damage.
Edward Jackson and Eric Burton know healing the Hill Country is far from over. However, the two say it is time to fix and reopen their post, which had to be completely gutted.
There's everything from 4 foot down is wiped out of here. So
our kitchen is completely wiped out, so is the bar. So
in all, they need assistance with rebuilding on top of replacing kitchen and bar equipment. They add they won't be able to do it alone.
It's an uphill struggle for us right now because we spend a lot of time helping a lot of people, and we're kind of now sitting here by ourselves.
Well, this morning, a new study says that physical activity can help reduce depression and anxiety in kids and also teens. So the report in the Journal of AMA Pediatrics shows that exercise can also boost mental health. And that means fewer symptoms, more confidence, and better social skills. So playing sports or just running around can help and may even make medication or therapy work better. So with mental health issues on the rise, it is important to take this very seriously. So go ahead and encourage your kids to stay active and also to talk to your doctor so you can learn more about this.
All right, very good. It's 9:40 right now, 70 degrees outside. You're watching GMSA at 9.
We'll be right back.
All right, we're back. Huge day. Of course, I know we're knee-deep in football season right now, but let's not forget, basketball season is just around the corner.
That's right. And we did check in with RJ Marquez on our stream earlier, our GMSA Plus stream, but now we're going to go ahead and check back with him at Media Day. And I believe RJ might have to be quiet. There's some stuff going on behind him.
That's right, guys. Yes, Stephanie, Ernie, I'm going to have to keep it down a little bit because we have none other but than Keldon Johnson right now talking at the podium. And as you can see right there, Keldon rocking his inner cowboy right there. He's wearing a hat. I need to ask him, what is this? Is this a Stetson? Is this a Paris hat? Or what exactly is Keldon Johnson wearing this morning? But just kind of goes to show a little bit of the mood, guys, that we've seen out here. So Keldon is the first player to be taken to the podium, talk a little about his offseason and what they kind of anticipate for the future. Now, we just saw and heard from the new head coach, new Spurs head coach, Mitch Johnson. He said that, you know what, he gave us a little bit of updates on everyone. First of all, first and foremost, he said that Victor Wembanyama has been cleared. He's good to go. So he's going to ramp up. He's going to go to camp tomorrow. But Victor has been cleared by not only the Spurs medical staff, but by the NBA medical staff as well. He mentioned that De'Aaron Fox will be practicing tomorrow, but they're going to keep things kind of simple with him as he kind of comes back from a little bit of hamstring injury. Now, unfortunately, though, Dylan Harper, the Spurs rookie who injured one of his finger ligaments about a month ago, will not be ramping up early on. So there's still no timetable on Dylan Harper's return. But those are a couple of quick updates here for the Spurs as we get set to continue on with Media Day here. We're sharing a lot of stuff on social media right now. We are live streaming this on KSAT.com as well. As you can see, guys, sort of the way this works is that not only do they give a little bit of a press conference there, but they also take pictures in the back for not only the Spurs, but for some NBA officials as well, as they kind of get all the promotional activities. So a little bit of a later start this morning. We've already seen Devin Vassell and obviously Keldon Johnson over there getting some of their pictures done, getting some videos taken. And again, guys, I'm probably going to go ask what cowboy hats where Keldon got that. That thing is looking pretty clean right there as we get set for the Spurs season to start. But again, you could get all this information on KSAT.com, on air and online. Ernie, Steph, back to you guys in the studio.
Cowboy Keldon Johnson.
Yes, we love
thank you, RJ. I know. And I've read, because I've seen Keldon, I think when they played in Paris last year, he wore a cowboy hat. And he's on record as saying he calls it a boot wall in his home because he has untold numbers of pairs of cowboy boots at his house.
I like it.
Very nice.
So you gotta have a solid hat.
I love that he's wearing there, for the Media Day, for the press conference there.
That's perfect. Yeah, I love Keldon. He's great.
He's really good.
He truly is.
Really good.
I really love the team in general. I love all the guys, and I feel like it's really coming together. It really is.
Stay healthy, please.
Yes,
Stay healthy.
yes.
Please.
Light a candle, rub an egg on the team, whatever we have to do.
The whole team.
Do it all.
I'll get a dozen eggs.
All the
Rub.
things. All right, let's go out to the Atlantic, guys. So we've got two systems that are developing here, and we just got an update on Umberto. It's still a Category 4 storm. Winds are at 145 miles per hour now. It's moving northwest at 13. This is the bigger of the two, the stronger of the two. But Imelda is no slouch. It's bringing rain to the Bahamas right now. Now, if you remember last week, all the models wanted to take it into South Carolina, but we discussed that there is always a possibility that this bigger storm could absorb the smaller one and pull it away. And indeed, now that appears the more likely scenario. So folks in South Carolina are breathing a sigh of relief, I think, because they're really going to avoid, I think, a lot of storm surge and rain from this. So these are the two paths, and I put both of them together here, but this is what we call, you're probably going to hear this term a little bit, the Fujiwara effect. So the larger storm kind of absorbs the smaller one, or at least pulls it away. So there's some different things at play here, and they'll kind of rotate around each other a little bit. But both of these systems are forecast to become hurricanes, by the way. Well, one already is, but Imelda will also become a hurricane before they both weaken as they move off to the north. Good news here, again, it does not appear we're going to have any real big interaction with land there along the U.S. coast. All right, 79 at 11 a.m., 82 for us this afternoon, 89 at 4 o'clock. Our high temperature, yes, we're calling it mostly cloudy, but it is thin high clouds and mid-level clouds that are moving through. And then temperatures 84 at 7 o'clock down to 79 at 9 p.m. Here's a look at the futurecast. And it is actually a storm system that is moving across the state. Normally this would give us some rain, but it's just not in the cards this go around. And we have some pretty dry air at the surface, so any of this rain that you see there likely does not reach the ground. It evaporates before it gets there. Can't rule out a sprinkle or something like that today, but for the most part, we're not talking about any measurable rainfall. Then we get on the back side of this storm system, and that means more sun tomorrow. I talked about this earlier. September and October, I call it our second rainy season. Of course, May is our big month. May and early June is where we see a lot of our rainfall. But as we get into September and October, they're typically good months for us too. September was not. We had less than 2 inches of rain. And so we need October to come through here to kind of, keep us back where we need to be. But so far, it has been a very dry stretch. And if you look at the next 7 days here, and I just zoomed right past it, but if you look at the next 7 days across the country, there's really not much rain at all other than the Florida coast and the Georgia coast and then up across the Pacific Northwest. But we got nothing, and I mean nothing here. So it looks like we're headed into another quiet, dry stretch, which means the drought likely is going to worsen some. You see the numbers here, 90s across the board. Overnight lows in the 60s, so the mornings are nice. Yeah. The afternoons are hot.
Okay.
But we will take it. And congrats to your Aggies, by the way.
Hey! Whoop.
That game was far more stressful than it needed to be.
You were there, by the way.
I was there.
That's pretty
College
cool.
Station.
Yeah.
But we won. A dub's a dub.
Yes, that's
Amen to
right.
that.
Congratulations.
All right.
Thank you.
A lot of people winning with the coffee today. It's National Coffee Day. Our friends at SA Live rounded up all the deals to keep you caffeinated and well-fed as well. They're going to share some of those coming up in the next few minutes.
However, first, something to go with your coffee. Some fall treats at the viral news spot in San Antonio, La Cafe. So Jen Tobias-Stresky takes us inside.
Oh, look at that. There's pumpkin in there. Amazing. Take a look at this breakfast plate. Doesn't it look beautiful? All right, I'm here at La Cafe, coffee and desserts.
Yes.
And I'm with Ahmet right here. We got a whole spread, but let's talk about this right here. What am I looking at?
So this is our most popular breakfast item. It's the croissant sandwich. It has a layer of avocado on the bottom with scrambled eggs inside of it. And you get a side of spring mix with some mozzarella.
I could see why that's a favorite.
Yes.
So you got a nice balance with the salad
absolutely.
and the sandwich. What is this? Okay, you may be thinking the same thing as me, Ahmet. What are we looking at here?
So this is our Turkish breakfast plate. It has the simit, which is kind of like a Turkish bagel. It has sesame seeds and it's crunchy on the outside with very fluffy on the inside. And then on the sides are our dips basically that you can dip into the Nutella, the honey with kaymak, and then the jam. And then we also have olives, cucumbers, and tomatoes to balance it out with a side of hard-boiled egg.
It's a nice balance. All right, I'm gonna go in. Very good. Time for lunch. Ahmet, what are we looking at here?
So here we're looking at a grilled chicken panini with pesto, tomatoes, and basil inside of it with some cheese. So it's a very good balance of a mix of everything, and it's just a burst of flavor in your mouth.
Okay, time to talk sweets. What am I looking at here, Ahmet?
So we're looking at the Dubai chocolate waffle. It has pistachios, kadayif, pistachio cream, strawberries, and chocolate. It's one of our most popular waffles. It's like a Dubai chocolate, but with the waffle, so it's a mix of both worlds, if that makes sense.
Do people share this, or they eat it all?
Yeah, I mean, some people are able to finish it, but usually people share it, yes.
I don't know if I'd want to share this. It looks too good. Now, this isn't the only thing. We got to see your beautiful sweets the first time we came in. This is what's trending all over social media. Tell me about the popularity there.
So one of our most populars is the pumpkin, as it's the season for it anyway. It has a pumpkin inside of it with vanilla mousse, and then the raspberry heart is raspberry mousse with raspberry jam inside of it. And then the same concept for our strawberry. And then our skulls are plain vanilla with chocolate bits inside of it. And then the green one is pistachio.
What are we looking at over there with that?
That one is a flower, but it has raspberry inside of it. It's the same one as the raspberry heart, but if somebody wants a flower instead, they can always go for that option as well.
And the traditional baklava, for those who don't know, how do you explain the taste and what are we looking at
So it's a crunchy layer of just pistachio explosion, I would say. It's very sweet. That one is our carrot slice baklava with our pistachio baklava, walnut baklava, and the pistachio roll. The walnut and the pistachio baklava, they're very both crunchy, and then the pistachio roll is a lot more pistachios but a lot less crunchy. And then these are made from like lots and lots of layers of fili dough.
All right, and there's also coffee drinks, the baklava latte. Can you believe that? They have that too. And so many drinks to choose from, along with some of these drinks. What are these?
This is the Tropdulo. It has dragon fruit, orange, and lemon. And then this is the sunset nectar. It has raspberry, pomegranate, and orange juice.
Okay, and we can't not talk about these guys in the middle.
So these are our croissants. It has, this one is chocolate with hazelnuts, pistachios, almonds, and then lotus cream and lotus cookies on top.
You can get a little bit of everything here at La Cafe. I have to ask you, Ahmet, what is your favorite?
My favorite would probably have to be the raspberry heart. I'm a huge raspberry fan, so.
That one right there. I think we tried that. And I don't blame you. I can see why that's your favorite. Oh, so delicious. Where are you guys located so people can come find you?
We're at 11840 Alamo Ranch Parkway. Come visit us.
Terribly flawed woman is now the president, and only we know just how flawed.
Flawed or not, Allison Janney is back for season 3 of The Diplomat and beyond. Netflix says Janney and her old West Wing pal Bradley Whitford will go from guest stars to series regulars in season 4, which begins production this fall. Netflix also announced Haunted Hotel will return for a second spooky season.
Building owner caught her vandalizing his property.
Ava, it's one of your dad's murals.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Tuesday's High Potential has Ava in trouble, and actress Amira J says that's just a taste of what's ahead for her character.
Ava kind of starts poking her nose where it doesn't belong and trying to be a detective in a way and try to figure things out herself and kind of go behind her mom's back a little bit, which doesn't make her mom very happy.
The Pokemon Company has released a limited edition pack for the Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket app. Deluxe Pack EX is available now through October 29th, with each pack guaranteed to include a card of 4 diamond rarity or higher. The app is available for Android and iOS devices. Catching them all in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, forecast for today, 89. We'll see an increase in cloud cover throughout the day. No rain, unfortunately, but a lot of heat in this 7-day forecast, and Pretty quiet. As we officially go into October, by the way, tomorrow is
my.
the last day of September.
Yeah, October already and Wednesday. Yay.
Gotta get the Halloween bins out of the garage
Yes.
now and all
I'll
the
order up
decorations.
A cold front for Halloween, all
Oh,
right?
thank you.
Sounds
very much.
wonderful. We'll take it.
Okay.
Okay, well, enjoy SA Live right now on National Coffee Day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Celebrating San Antonio with the city's #1 lifestyle and variety show. This is SA Live.